Shall we have music, please? And we'll go time. It is really good to be here with you again. So in last 4 years, as a barista and also coffee buyer, I've met so many wonderful producers. And together we share the ideas and experiments to help improve quality. Now, these experiences helped me realize that in order to serve even better coffees to my consumers, which is you again today, I wanted to do a lot more than just go to the farm and buy the best lots. So today, I want to go a little bit more in the depth of innovative farming and also new processing techniques that was achieved through my relationships. So guys, coffee I'm serving today is from Camilo Marisande from Colombia. And I've decided to work with Camilo because he's very innovative and open-minded producer. He's always looking to improve quality. For example, he's using this irrigation and fertilizer system throughout his entire farm to make sure that these coffee trees have enough water and nutrients to produce fully developed cherries. And that's what's gonna give you that amazing sparkling citric acidity in your espresso today. Next, he built this unique greenhouse system to protect these coffee trees from UV rays, as he believes that using a common shade practices, coffee trees are still under the stress. And I guess he's right. On a hot, sunny day, even in the shade, we can get a sunburn. So we managed to get 4% more sugars in this system comparing with a lot in a common shade. And that's what's gonna give you more sweetness in your espresso. So in front of you, you have a booklets. You'll see information on Camilo and the farm. These booklets are for you to keep, so please, after presentation, take them back with you. I'm going to start with the signature shots, but once again, welcome. So technical judges, I'm using this as my distributing tool. Thank you. So guys, Camilo grows many exotic and rare varietals at his farm. And for you today, I'm serving Sudan Rumé for its vibrancy and stone fruit sweetness qualities. Sudan Rumé is a wild hybrid from bourbon varietal, and it's discovered in western part in Sudan in a forest. Now, I'm just going to cool down these espresso shots for signature drink. We'll get back to this later on. But for now, can you please turn over to page number 1 in your booklet? And you will see that our processing is very unique. And that's because we call this process washed carbonic maceration. And I drew my inspiration from winemakers. And this allowed me, just like it did Camilo, to think completely outside of the box. So I'm gonna show you how it works. Firstly, we pick up a ripe cherry, and we place a parchment in a stainless container. Now, we've selected a stainless as opposed to traditional concrete or tiles because this stainless is gonna give you more clarity in your espresso today. Now, next part is very exciting. We close the lid and we pressurize this container with carbon dioxide just to make sure there's no oxygen left. So all of the flavors and aromatics produced by fermentation, they have no way to escape, which means they are absorbed by coffee parchment. And that's what's gonna give you these amazing stone fruit qualities. And finally, we move the container to indoor conditions so we can control humidity and temperature. So how is this process gonna affect our espresso? Well, if you can please write it down. In your first sip, we're looking for vibrancy and sparkling citric acidity. In a second sip, we're looking for plums and peach. And in the third, and my favorite sip, medium weight, creamy mouthfeel and dried apricot finish. For your reference, you have a notes in front. I'll start making espressos. So guys, for my espressos today, I've dosed 20.5 grams in, and I've extracted 38.5 out. And I've done that to give you best possible balance of flavors. Please enjoy it. Enjoy it. Thank you very much. So whenever you're ready, if you can turn over to page number 2, and you will see some tasting notes on cappuccinos and also roast profile of Sudan Rumé. Now lately, I've been loving these very fruity natural processed cappuccinos. And I really wanted to serve natural processed Sudan Rumé with my cappuccinos today. But unfortunately, that coffee was lacking clarity and vibrancy. So what I've done is I've blended 50% of natural processed Sudan Rumé with 50% of washed carbonic maceration process in order to give you truly very unique flavor profile. I've grounded this coffee just a little bit coarser to highlight these amazing raspberries. Now, milk I'm using is a Frisian. So when I combine this milk with my espresso, you're gonna get very creamy mouthfeel, raspberry candy, and hint of white chocolate. I think this coffee is just delicious. Please enjoy it. I'll be back shortly with yours. Thank you. So guys, just like I said at the beginning, Camilo started his shade system in order to get more sugars developed in a cherry. So when I was in Colombia with Camilo, he told me by slow drying his coffee in a shade also, we get intact parchment without any cracks. And this allows even more sugars to stay on a bean. Please enjoy it. As you can see there on your booklet, on the right-hand side, while roasting Sudan Rumé, we wanted to develop it to approximately 22% from the first crack. And we've done that to best caramelize those sugars without losing any body or acidity. So please enjoy that sweetness that we both worked so hard for. Thank you very much.
Seattle, let's hear you take the roof off for the cappuccinos!
That's okay, I'll do it. Just enjoy coffee. All good. Thank you. So guys, while traveling all over the world and sourcing coffee, as a coffee buyer, I've learned that there are a lot of inconsistencies in the processing techniques. So I started looking for answers from more established wine industry to help improve consistency. And first time when I was talking to winemakers, I've asked them why are they using stainless containers during fermentation. And they told me it's to provide clarity. Now that made me very excited because that gave me the idea to bring out winemakers' techniques into the coffee processing. And this is how I came up with washed carbonic maceration process. And this process has truly improved flavors of my coffee. So for my signature drink, I wanted to keep exploring this washed carbonic maceration process with you even further. So back in Australia, in a local winery, I've done carbonic maceration with the vine grapes. So what I've done is I've selected the grapes, pressed them in a stainless container, and then pressurized them with carbon dioxide. Then I moved the container to below 5 degrees just to make sure that we don't produce any alcohol. After 5 days, we ended up with this amazing liquid. Now, out of all grape varietals, I've selected Shiraz because when I add 5 milliliters of this Shiraz grape to 4 shots of my espresso, you're gonna get these amazing raspberries, the same raspberries you've tasted in my cappuccinos. Now, after experimenting with a lot of different stone fruits, I've selected the black plums, which I have reduced with a panela sugar, just to highlight that stone fruit sweetness of my espresso. But I'm using panela sugar just to bring this beverage back to balance. I've also slightly heated this reduction, just to emphasize the aromatics. I'm going to add 12 grams. For your reference, at the back of your booklet, you will see full recipes in the details. Great. And now, I'm adding 10 grams of ice. I've made this ice by using a soft water, just to open up the flavors of my coffee. And I've also cooled down these espresso shots to highlight sparkling acidity. That's something that Camilo worked so hard to improve. And to improve body, I'm gonna put this entire drink through this high RPM blender that's gonna give us that nice creamy texture. Have a look at the booklets, I'll be back with you shortly. So guys, I would like you to enjoy this drink in 2 sips, but please, in between first and second sip, have a pause of at least 30 seconds. So in the first sip, it's all about texture. You're gonna get this amazing creamy mouthfeel. But then in the second sip, we're looking for sparkling acidity, raspberries, and the stone fruits. Beautiful. Now, I believe that relationship between a farmer and consumer plays new but very important role in specialty coffee chain. And my inspiration to work with Camilo is because I, as a barista, want to serve you an amazing coffees. So in behalf of Camilo and myself, please enjoy it. Time.
Let's give it up for the barista champion of Australia, Sasa Sestic! Sasha,